Welcome back to the movement, everybody. Today, I got one of my brothers. What are we at? 13, 14 years now?
It has to be, man.
Yeah, been a long time. One of my brothers from way back in the days. Actually, when my nickname was originally was Disney. Walt Disney used to call me back in the days. He's a very special man. One of the top-rated agents in the city. Icon 3 times, going on 4. So it's a pleasure to have one of my fellow kings, Ahmad Moharam. How are you, my brother?
Thank you for having me, Joey.
That's a pleasure, man. So I can't even believe it taking this long, huh?
It's been a very long time. No, for sure.
I know your real estate business is really busy.
That's it.
You know what I mean? But it's finally as if we got you on.
No, man, it's been good. And again, thank you for having me and the opportunity. Just wanted to say I'm very proud of you for putting this to your head and saying, you want to accomplish something like this. And,
I appreciate
and here we
it, bro.
are. Sean, my man behind the camera, thank you.
That's Sean the Don that I was talking about.
What are we smoking on, Joey?
How did we, bro? Tell them their origin stories on how we met.
All right. You got to tell us what we're smoking on first.
You know why? Here, I'll let you light up.
All right. The origin. Well, what a story. Goes way back.
Black Ops. Which one?
Call of Duty Black Ops, the first one, man.
Can you believe that?
I didn't even meet you directly. I met you through a group of your old friends.
Isn't that wild?
That's it.
We literally met through a video game.
Red Monkey Ames. That's
Red Monkey, your cousin. That was a wild time. But it's crazy how things have changed, man. If you think about what life was like back in the days and what we're looking at today. I was the most confused gamer in the world, by the way, but it made sense, but for the persona. Yo, this whole time I'm not even wearing my watch or my ring.
No, bro.
Don't cut it, but fuck me, man. There goes my
okay,
staple.
go put it on. It's okay. We'll put it back on. It's fine, bro. We have time. You look too naked, bro. Why did you say so?
I felt it for a second while I was talking. I'm like,
yalla, before the cigars...
I have to do a quick costume change. Forgot the watch and the ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be on a beautiful edit. Thanks to my guy, Sean the Don over there.
Sean,
I couldn't do it, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I just came out of the house in the backyard. I got too comfortable. I don't know what to say, but talk about finding the right friends, man.
It's what it is, man.
Isn't it crazy? We started this entire operation, 2016?
Earlier than that.
In the war room?
That's it. I was in
the real war room before Andrew Tate. I love Andrew Tate.
This had to go back, man. I think we were talking 2012, man. 2012, 2013.
I started up the operation.
In the war room. General Waffles.
We had not a dollar to our name. Started up entire businesses. You real estate. I started doing contracting.
That was 2016 is when I was in the schooling process when I met you.
You're going... would you say 2012?
Yeah.
No, that's way too early.
2012, man.
I had Diamond Logistics at that time, actually.
A long time.
I had a different business at that time.
You were assembling furniture.
Exactly. I was doing the IKEA deliveries. I had the contract for the IKEA deliveries and assembling the furniture, which fucking sucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they worked you like a dog, man. I remember
But it sucked. It was the demographic. I remember you had to build bunk beds in a room. There's like 6 kids in this one small room. Like, yeah, what the hell? Yeah. All policies. But I'm like, yo, you know what? The pay was good. The pay was good for a while. Then the problem with all these contracts, like what they do is they try to renegotiate after.
Yeah.
And then they completely cut the gross margins on it, and you're like, bro, it's not worth it anymore.
Crazy how far we've come, man. It's been a really long time.
Humble beginnings, though.
Humble beginnings.
You know what? Let me ask you something. What was your friendships like before?
Growing up through high school and even those days, I was very selective on who I had. I mean, didn't really have too big of a circle. I like to kind of keep to myself. I mean, coming from a gamer background, I'm sure we've all had moments like that. I was very selective on who I had, but I did spend the majority of my time through video games and, sitting down after work, grinding out the games. That's kind of what, I'm a gamer guy growing up, It's kind of cool, but...
It's crazy if you actually think about it. I don't remember if I think I read a statistic or something like that. Something to do about gamers in certain like RPG style games. That they're actually they're better problem solvers because the whole point is you're supposed to solve the puzzle or or whatever the storyline is, or you
Yep.
have to try to get to the next plot. And how do you do that? You got to navigate on your own. You got to do this, that, and the third. And I'm like, bro, that's so wild.
Literally.
I'm like, that's
And we were
crazy.
the best at what we used to do, man.
Man,
We
on
were
top shelf.
top leaderboards at the time, man. So, you know, I know people that kind of look at gaming and they're like, oh, waste of time in this, but man, I'm very thankful for the game. That got me through most of what I went through.
What a
through-
blast, man. What do you mean? Every time we used to jump into a lobby,
Oh
bro,
my
there would
God.
already be kept. What do they call that? Spawn camp?
Spawn camp.
We come and destroy the whole spawn camp and just take over. It was hilarious,
Yeah.
man.
I think at one time I was ranked like 56 in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 in the world. And
Really?
Yeah, Sabotage was that was the best for spawn trapping, but you know, good times, man. Honestly, it got me through. I don't know about you, but it got me through a lot of my, you know, hardships and things like that as growing up as a kid. So
Because I remember you were getting bullied in high school. Or
yeah,
even before
man.
that, right?
I wasn't really too open about that kind of stuff, but you know, as far as I can remember, I was bullied pretty much my whole life. You know, not to get too deep into it, but you know.
But how did that affect you, anyways, though?
Oh my God. You know,
Like, were you ever an introvert or an extrovert?
no, never extroverted. I was very introverted, you know, and growing up, like I was very quiet to myself. Just wanted to kind of finish the day, go home, you know, play my games, whatever. And I was very big into soccer at the time as well. So if I wasn't playing, you know, video games, I like to play soccer and things like that. But as a goalkeeper, but
Yeah, right. You just fucking threw out your back like 3 years ago.
yeah. No,
Should have
man.
seen it, Sean. You should have seen this guy's ass, man. Bro, he looked like an old man. He was only like 26. I'm like, holy smokes. Remember that hunchback they had for a bit?
L3 to L6.
That
man.
was the worst.
That's it.
Out of nowhere.
That's it. That was like a world-class World Cup save. Dive to my left.
Okay,
God, I had to
okay.
roll off the field. All my friends were there. They remembered.
Okay. I won't lie. I was a striker. I was never a goalie.
Yeah.
But what did you like? So you feel like video games took you away from the real life shit? Is that what it was?
You know, I'll be very honest. Yeah, really, and I really did enjoy it. At the time, you know, playing various MMOs, Call of Duty.
I didn't want to fucking hear World of Warcraft, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well,
You're a
no.
WoW guy. I wasn't a WoW guy.
Yeah, you know, finish school at 3 o'clock. You know, if I wasn't going to work from 3 to 11, it was straight up home for the grind. I'm not even ashamed about it either.
No, what do you mean? I was doing the same thing.
You know, but like I said, it ties back to the critical thinking aspect and thinking outside the box. And, you know, these games had economies and things, right? So that's kind of where I learned majority of my
Trading.
real life stuff. Yeah, stock trading, investing, the economy, and that's kind of where it started to spark my interest.
Interesting.
You know, and I'll touch base on that a little bit later.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So what was your friends group at that time during the bullying time? Like, do
Like I
you
said,
feel
I
like
didn't-
that played? Like, was there no friends or was there friends?
You know, I had a small circle. I could honestly count on one hand, you know, how many good friends I said I'd have. But at the time, it was whatever. Like they weren't, you know, the party crowd. I was never into that kind of stuff. They were gamers as well.
Did they ever defend you or anything like that when you're getting bullied?
Listen, man, you got nerds standing up against, you know, knights and big guys. You know, it's not gonna happen.
It's a fucking shame, man.
It's okay.
It's a shame.
It's who we are.
Do you still keep in touch with any of these guys?
Honestly, Joey, it's been a while. Wow. Got
Now
some
you're getting the
cigar-
residue, eh?
got
Now
some
you're a
cigar
cigar
residue.
smoker. He's a cigar smoker.
I'm a
now.
shisha guy. To your viewers, let them know. Don't get it twisted. Make the best shishas for you.
Number one. What do you mean? He goes dark leaf.
Number with the, oh, we only have
Actually
one
watches
number.
the reviews.
We only have one number one.
Oh, that's David Diabetes. Can't even say that name anymore. Now he gets mad, eh?
Retired.
Daoud Sukari.
You might get canceled, bro.
What a
Don't talk like
gangster
that.
name, eh?
That's
David Diabetes, and that bothers him. My nickname was Walt Disney was the first one. Just like David Diabetes was his first one. Like, why would you shun that out? I love Disney.
Yeah?
When I see somebody, I remember like a couple times they hear like, yo, Disney? I'm like, what the hey, what the hell? Holy shit. When you're calling me Disney, that means you know me way back, bro. Like, you're talking childhood days.
Listen, it's 2023. You might get canceled or trademarked.
For the Walt Disney thing?
For the Walt
Fuck
Disney
that.
thing.
I'm the original Walt Disney. Fuck that, bro. I was putting out content for kids, adult, whatever you want. That's how it was.
Yeah.
So let's say this. Did you ever get resentful towards your friends at that time?
I mean, my friends know. Like I said, we spent the majority of our times, and when we did used to hang out, we'd all have, a little clique. But most of it was actually spent online, And when we did get together, at school and things like that after hours, we spent a lot of time together. Yeah, like I said, on one hand, maybe three to five of them.
So when you realized it, like, what was the turning point for you? When you realized there was finally a problem, like, you know what, enough's enough. I got to do something about this.
It happened actually after high school.
Oh yeah.
It happened after high school.
Okay.
When I went into college, right, I was 17 years old. It wasn't even legal, right? And I'm sitting in with classmates, and these guys are all between the ages of like 20. Some people are 35, and I'm 17.
In college?
In college. I'm not even legal, Joey. People are going to the auditorium at the time, Algonquin College, where they hung out, played billiards, had a bunch of drinks and pints together, and it was embarrassing. I couldn't go with them. It's like, hey, Ahmed, come with us, and I can't go. Well, what do I say? They don't know my age, and I'm too ashamed to tell them my age.
Was this when you were trying to do that police foundation shit?
Yeah, that was after high school.
Breaking the law, trying to be a cop, eh? Jeez.
Good types.
Was it?
Met a lot of nice people in that time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So that was the time you feel like you changed?
Yeah, I felt like 17.
What was the catalyst, though?
Catalyst?
Yeah, so like you realized the turning point. You're like, enough's enough. In college, you changed.
Yep. I said, I don't want to be that guy anymore. I said, this isn't my destiny. I truly feel like I was put on this earth for a different reason. And, take care of my family, to be, be a successful, man in this day and age. And, it's very hard especially look around you with what we're going through, right? So, but at the time, I felt like I wanted to be bigger and better than what was in front of me, and I started to get this ambition. I wanted to start succeeding. I wanted to escape, the mice wheel, the rat wheel, as they call it,
hamster
right?
wheel,
So
yeah.
how do I get rid of the hamster wheel, right? And
What were you doing at that time?
honestly, I was going through the motions. I was going through the hamster wheel. I was go to school, get a job, get educated, work a 9 to 5, and I said, this isn't it. At the time, I actually enrolled in Carleton University, got some, a couple credits in psychology. I said, well, is there really another 4 to 5 years of university education on my cards, or is there something else out there, right? So at the time, I had various role models in my life and wanted to join the Ottawa Police Service or the RCMP, kind of whatever wanted to take me first.
So what made you want to join the police?
Honestly, I wanted to make a difference in my community. Like, going through what I went through, and I started to get this mental toughness after I endured all that stuff. And really, when I sat down with myself, I said, I'm not going to be that guy anymore. And I don't want this to happen to other people. I want to, be able to reflect that into the community, bring good onto others, make a difference in my community, right? As, coming from a Muslim culture, we believe in helping those around us, right? We believe in giving back to the needy. We believe in contributing, being a good person, right? And I'm not going to get into the full religious spiel of this.
No, that was just the factor that drove you into doing whatever you're doing.
And again, could sound corny. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure
What?
you talk to many people will
Not
say
at
the
all. I
same.
think people are actually lacking faith, to be honest.
I feel like that's
Whatever their religion is, I feel like they're just lacking faith nowadays. Maybe there wouldn't be so much chaos and corruption and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People would always realize that there was a supreme being that's actually watching at all times, even if you don't think anyone else is watching. Someone else is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going by the teachings, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whatever scripture that is.
Yeah. So go back to go
So
back
bullying
to that.
is what pushed you into being a cop.
Yeah, pretty much. And
Let
then
me
the
ask you
pivot
this
came.
then.
Yeah.
What would you change if you were able to go back in time? What would you tell your younger self about the whole bullying situation? Like, what would you have done if you're able to go back in time with what you know now?
Honestly, get jacked, get in a better mental state, and then stand up for yourself.
I love how they try to cancel Andrew Tate when all he does is say the same shit.
It's ridiculous.
Be a good, productive member of society,
man.
go work out, to get in better shape. You know what I mean? I remember that time I was reading this email, and they were saying how this guy was suicidal, and then he's like, basically, in other words, he's like, make me a promise, go get yourself a 6-pack, and let me see if you still feel the same way.
Honestly.
Meaning you have to go through the motions, though. I feel like a lot of people don't understand like the larger narrative and context. Like if you're gonna get a 6-pack, it's not because you just got a 6-pack. Discipline.
There's 8
diet,
months to a year of discipline,
drive,
grit. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? it really comes down to discipline.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, half the time when people go to the gym, they're like, I don't want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
But I have to. It's
to.
a regiment. You're getting yourself into regiments. You know what I mean?
Same thing with our entrepreneurship lifestyle.
Oh, that's a rough
You
one.
have to do the certain things that's required to succeed. There's a formula, all right? And you have to look up to the people around you that have made it. What are they doing? What's this? There's no secret recipe. There's no magic pill. It's discipline. It's grit. It's getting the job done, even though you don't want to do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Everybody feels like, they always they look for these gurus. I feel like that's what the gurus prey on, As they'll tell, oh, you know what, I've done this and I
Get
made
access
X
to my
amount of
program.
money. Exactly.
$1,100, no contract.
Fuck off. You know what I mean? Half your shit's garbage anyways.
Oh man, the Forex traders are the worst.
They're crazy.
Oh.
You know what's crazy? Sean, how many times do these guys now start following the page and they keep messaging us about trading and investing nowadays?
All the time.
It's annoying. It's completely annoying.
They're playing on the emotion.
Bro, I got what is there? 5 businesses, 6 businesses I have?
Yeah.
You don't think I know how to put some money down? At the end of the day, all my financial advice comes from you, Sammy. Like Sammer told me, our accountant, Diesel.
Listen,
Like the whole point is to create a network. See, that's what I wanted to talk about actually.
yeah.
Like about creating a network and the right friends to push you into the right directions. Because I feel like a lot of people, it's like almost like that saying, misery loves company, which it really does, right? So at the end of the day, if you're around negativity all the time,
Yeah.
and all that person does is nagging bitch,
Yeah.
all it's gonna end up doing is gonna affect you anyways, bro. It's like
Absolutely.
you're not immune to it.
Absolutely.
Even
And-
if you're the most positive guy in the world.
And you are similar to the closest 5 people to you. Everyone knows that.
I love that Dan Pena video. When he's like, you wanna know why your life's so fucked up? Look at the bums you hang out with.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
In your 30s, 40s. You know what the crazy part is? It's as if society tries to tell you in the beginning. I feel like this is the crazy part to me about school, is the fact that they act like you're supposed to have everything together and know exactly what you're gonna do by the age of 18 before you go to university. Like as if there's nothing that's set in stone.
It's the hamster
You know
wheel.
what I mean? Exactly.
It's
It's
the
crazy.
hamster wheel. You know?
It's crazy.
And I try to be as natural as possible. I don't, if they want to, I feel like with the public, they just want to get whatever the problem is. They don't want to treat it with health. Go get healthy, drink, good teas, and go to the gym. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health, right? It's just a matter of what's the pill and how am I going to take it and how much is it going to cost me and how fast are the results going to come.
I'm very distracted by my son. Hi, Baba. That's hilarious. It's actually open for a moment like that. I just, anyways.
Hey, man.
I love when as soon as he pops up, he gets so happy. He just wants to come around
I'm
you.
sure he's your big why in life. And that's what I feel like as an entrepreneur. We have to have a why, right?
I remember when I joined ACN, that's what I remember that was one of their biggest features.
Yeah.
Whatever, I don't care. People made money, they didn't make money. I don't care about that. But the lesson behind it was, I remember they used to say, the why that can make you cry will show you how to do it. And it made a lot of sense. For me, a lot of it, obviously now it's my son and my family.
Yeah.
But it was always my parents before that.
Yeah.
Right? I used to watch my dad. My dad used to work 20-hour days, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
From 6 a.m. till 2 a.m. And I'm like, I never want to see my dad struggle like this again. He was taking care of his family back home. We never had a dollar. We lived hard times.
Yeah.
But whatever, in the end of the day, that's what builds resilience. That's what builds character.
Absolutely.
You can't build resilience and character when you have everything spoon-fed to you,
Absolutely.
I'm not talking shit about the ones that have. They can't control their environment anyways. If you come from wealth, you come from wealth. But at the end of the day, it's what you do with that wealth and the character of the person you become.
Yep.
But how would you know what? Let's talk about, compare your friends group from before and now. How much of a difference would you say?
Massive. Now it's.
What does your circle look like now?
Oh man, now it's. I'm very grateful for my sphere. Honestly, my sphere of influence and my circle. I hang out probably with the same 5 to 7 guys, and I got professionals around me at all times. I got lawyers. I got amazing, contractors, construction companies, mortgage agents. Just all around good people that I've been, so blessed to be around in the last 8 years. Just pushing each other forward, egging each other on to do better things, and it's honestly amazing, really life changing.
You guys obviously collaborate.
Big time. Lots of collaboration. Always wake up every morning talking to each other on how we can be the better versions of ourselves.
Who started the Mindset Monday meetings?
Honestly, Mindset Mondays came from Ali Abbas, one of my partners, and I. We just kind of sat down and we said, listen, everyone knows humans love physical interaction, and I mean, we saw it in 2020 to 2022, like just being in front of a screen at all times. Like, there's no personal interaction. There wasn't enough of this, you know, and that's kind of where Mindset Monday started. And, you know, Ali and I were one of the first 6-7 agents in Ottawa at the time with EXP Realty. And we said, we want to build this. We want to build a very synergistic organization where we can all sit down together, you know, succeed together, win together, right? And that's where Realtors Helping Realtors came from.
I love that, by the way.
Yeah.
What an industry disruptor. You know what? Since now we're going to get into the real estate topic anyways, how did you get into the real estate?
Yeah, so I'm a licensed real estate broker in Ottawa, full service real estate agent. It's been about 8 years. So I did my courses in May 2016 as a fully, you know, graduated. How it all started was crazy. And this is one of those stories that you know, you're going to be telling your kids, your grandkids at some point. You know what I mean? It's like you're in one path of life. You know, God puts you in front of good people and puts you on a path. And I don't ever, you know, dispute that path. I'm walking that path for a reason. And in and around my Algonquin college days, when I was actually on the path of becoming a police officer, I felt like this was my destiny, right? I want to go serve. I want to serve the public, do good things, good people, protect the community. And then I got hit with a curveball. So I'm working at Starbucks at the time. Kick-ass barista, by the way.
Yeah, you definitely know how to make a damn good coffee. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, lattes, cappuccinos.
I don't even like coffee. I remember that one you made at Cora's? Oh my God. By the way, Ahmed owns one of the Cora's on, what's the address?
1355 Unit 1, Richmond Road.
Go check him out.
Lincoln Fields.
He'll make you the best coffee. I don't even like coffee. So continue with your barista stories.
That's it. So, yeah, Starbucks, honestly, that was the changing point in my life. It changed my life. I was there just trying to pay bills. You know, I think I was making $12 an hour at the time, $13 an hour, whatever the minimum wage was at the time. And, you know, I'm happy, you know, I was doing 5 a.m. shifts. So I was up at 4:25 to catch my bus, get there for 5, make sure everything's fresh.
That's dedication at that age.
But you know who I saw coming in the doors at 6 a.m.?
Business people.
Business people, entrepreneurs, lawyers, doctors, ready to start their day. I'm like, man, one day I want to be like one of them, right? And the catalyst to go back to this was Tom Fountain. You're going to be shouted out here. Don't worry. But 3 months in, you know, things just kept moving. I kept meeting amazing people, lawyers, realtors, you name it.
All walks of life.
Yeah, it's life is truly beautiful. You just have to see it that way, you know. And you know, at the time, Tom and his wife Martha used to come in for coffees, and just daily interactions. You know, I kept making them their lattes, hand delivering it to them, heating up their biscuits, whatever they wanted, right?
So that's where you got the hand personal touch, was from Starbucks, the way you implemented what you
I
said.
felt, yes, you have to go above and beyond. You really do, right? And obviously, we had a feedback system where, you know, you had to leave good reviews about your barista and things like that. So I started there. I'm like, you know what? I want to excel. I want to be better than those around me and you know, contribute to a healthy environment. So at the time, Tom took note of this. And again, I'm just a guy on the journey of life, paying my bills, want to pay off my student education so I can go become a police officer or RCMP, whatever it was at the time. And Tom completely shook my world. He kept telling me, he's like, you're made for real estate. I'm like, Tom, like, really? You know, I'm not made for real estate. I don't want to sell houses. Houses are boring to me at the time, right?
No way.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever. They all look the same. You know, obviously then you get your single
You just wanted to be
family.
a gunslinger, eh?
I wanted to serve the community and really do good, right? And Tom's like, go get your license. And I'm like, Tom, I don't want to get my license, you know? So a year goes by. He's still telling me every single day, every time he sees me, did you start your courses? Ahmed, did you start your courses? I'm like, no. Finally, after a year of the harassment, I started my courses. And here we are today.
That's crazy.
Because of that one man who, to this day, I consider my mentor. And we're still close.
I like Tom. I remember I even met him at your wedding too, right? You came to the wedding.
Him and Martha, beautiful human beings.
No, I think I
Beautiful.
met him there. I remember you telling me about him.
But it's crazy how even till that's been this long and you could still think of that one person. You know what I mean? Obviously, we have our parents who are our role models, you know, but there's always that one person that holds such a significant place in your heart. right?
I think that's a lot of what people are missing nowadays is the fact that just that sense of humanity, that, you know, just being kind to one another,
Yep.
you know, like you can always still be a shark and do whatever you got to do, but at the same time, you can still be kind.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You can, as an example, if you see, you know, give some kind of reassurance, tell somebody to go try something out. Like I remember I just had that the other day. We're talking about starting a business. And I'm like, in today's day and time, there's absolutely no reason why you can't, if you wanted to. Only if you wanted to, you know? There's so many different tools, and AI has made it very easy to create so many different things.
You can get all the
And
tools
all
in the
that.
world, but if you still lack the dedication, if you still
That's
lack...
only if you want. You're right. The thing is if you don't want to open up a business, a lot of people just like the 9 to 5. You can't hate on those guys anyways because they're building your dream regardless.
Yeah.
You know? But a lot of people, like, I can't personally go back to working for anybody else.
Yeah.
I can't.
No, me, I'll never. As soon as I've tasted the entrepreneur life, I'll never be able to go back.
Like, look, it's 11:50. We're sitting down here.
Well, I mean, don't get us wrong. Like, our phones are blowing up. Do not disturb is a blessed
I
thing.
gotta turn my phone over because
Yeah,
I can't
it's
stand
bad,
this anymore.
man.
I'm starting to be like, I really want to pick up the calls.
Oh, man.
So Tom Fountain pushed you into that way, eh? That's amazing, man, that people are still doing stuff like that. You know what I love about that generation is they have this very nice touch. This nice, they have like a very nice, suave, personal touch.
It's a generation of without electronics, which doesn't even go back that far. I think we started getting electronics, what, in the 2000s? That were accessible? Not like
I'd
phone.
say like 2000, what, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd say 2006, 7, you started getting Blackberries and stuff like that.
Come on, bro. You don't remember the OG
Your mic
Nintendo
is sagging.
64s? Technical difficulties, folks.
Don't I remember the what?
The OG Nintendo 64s, come on.
Bro, of course. Who doesn't remember Mario 64?
007.
Come on, man. GoldenEye?
Oh my God.
Those are
Mario.
different days.
Those are the days, man.
Those
See?
are different days.
Gamers, man.
But you know what? There was no online aspect. You had to have 4 controllers, and you know, you just sit there and I don't know about you, but like me and the cousins and stuff would play, and we'd get so pissed off on who's winning, like Nintendo, like Super Smash Brothers, and it would always be like the same 2 people that would win. Me and my brother, and we'd be just like actually physically fighting the cousins because they get so pissed off for beating them up.
Yeah, man. No, good times. But those are the best parts. It's like when you got bored, whatever, you go outside, get the guys together, play some manhunt, play some sports, right? That's what the generation has completely shifted.
That's a fact.
Oh, man.
You know what? The one thing I find about technology that's incredible is everything is now at your fingertips, and if you really want to find something, you can. But at the same time, the danger of it, I find, is the fact that it's really killing the personalities of people because nobody is as personal anymore,
Oh, man.
right? There's no real communication skills anymore. I feel
Yep.
like that's completely gone out the window.
But I think COVID, unfortunately, destroyed the sentiment of people. The social erosion was a thing that they used to talk about. And, you know, we're real men, talking about real problems. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean?
It's a fact.
Social erosion is a very big thing. And I feel like the clients and the people on a day-to-day basis, even as something as simple as holding open the door for somebody at the supermarket, like they don't even say thank you. They're not courteous anymore.
Oh, I'm petty. I'll just flat out be like,
you're
"Yeah, you're
welcome."
welcome. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
100%.
ridiculous.
100%.
You know, and it's just there's a social autopilot aspect. And again, I can't really put a finger on it, but I feel like they're just floating. You know what I mean? It's the hamster wheel mentality. And again, nothing against people on that, but again, as someone who has tasted the entrepreneurship lifestyle, where every morning I wake up, I'm held accountable. I'm doing things to better my future, my family's future, my mental health, which is also a massive topic that we talk about with the boys all the time. You know, you can
Yeah, man,
get
keep
caught
it-
up.
You know, it's crazy. I talk to a lot of millionaires. There's a lot of like obviously there's smart money and big money in real estate. Same in the trades. And a lot of them, I remember I actually talked to one of this. I don't want to start naming names, anyways. Maybe later on in life, but he's a very big developer. And I remember we were having a chat, and then I said, "What's your secret? Like, how do you have the same attitude every day? You know, just out of curiosity. You know me, I have a very sharp, strong mental mind. You know, but."
Yeah,
And he's like, "I go to therapy." What?
crazy.
I'm like, "You go to therapy?" He's like, "Yeah." Okay, let's talk about it. You know, in the Arab world, therapy is completely shunned, eh? And then I'm like, "Why do you go to therapy?" He's like, "It's not because I have issues. It's always to keep me on top of my game, to make sure my mind's always right."
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I found that very interesting. And then basically your biggest asset, your biggest tool that you have is your mind.
Yep.
and only you can control what goes in and out of that.
Yeah.
Nobody has any outside influence. Only you can really control your mind. If you can master your mind, it's a completely different ballgame.
Absolutely.
That's when you get on like that grand master level. But I thought that was very interesting because I'm like, you know what? If you put it together, your body, you take care of that. It's your temple, right? Better eating, all that other stuff. Even the water that you consume, all that other stuff, right? That's why I always found that whenever people go on vacations to like the Middle East and stuff like that, they come back and they feel healthier.
Yep.
Why? Because the air is better, the food is better. There's no Monsanto pesticides and all that other shit.
Yep.
You know what's crazy about that? I remember when I used to be a door-to-door sales guy. I remember we used to go door-to-door selling HVAC and all that other stuff. And we used to also sell like water osmosis machines and pH machines like Kangen water and stuff like that. And I remember one of our experiments that we used to do with the client, we used to have 4 plastic cups.
Yep.
And then one of the plastic, 2 of the plastic cups, we'll fill them up with fruits of whatever that they had in the fridge. And then basically one with tap water, one with Kangen water, right? And then we start having a chat. You know, it's kitchen table talks, you know, you're trying to sit there and you try to sway the customer, try to show them different stuff.
Yep.
Amongst other tests. But this one always used to stand out to me.
Yep.
And then once you're finished, you have to dump the water into 2 other separate cups. Remember, there's 4.
Yep.
And then you do. And then the one with the tap water kind of just looks a little murky. But the one that comes from the Kangen water, that 11.5 pH, it looks like a bleach. And the whole point is that really washes and rinses the shit that's off the fruits and the stuff that you eat. But it literally looks like bleach. And then you think about it, like, I'm consuming these. Even if I'm washing it, it's not actually washing it completely. So I'm like, it just tied into the fact that I'm like, if you take care of your body, you know, and then you go to the gym, you stay healthy and all that stuff, and then you take care of your mind, you're unstoppable. That's the thing a lot of people miss. Even if you have a job, you want to be the best at your job. I feel like nowadays has bred a time where even, you know what, I'm just getting paid my 9 to 5, just go home after I'm done. Sure, go home after you're done, but while you're there at your 9 to 5, excel as much as possible. You know what I mean? It's only going to affect you better in your actual life, because the more skills you learn, the better it is for you anyways.
Yep.
You know, and I think psychology, the fact that you took psychology, should...
Few credits.
I wonder if it helped you out at all in your sales world.
Honestly, no. I learned a lot of it through customer relations. You know, just dealing with people and understanding how they think. And part of it goes back to Rogers, being a salesperson. I used to work at Rogers as well, 2 jobs.
Fantastic training, though.
Yeah, you know, Excel got some awards for Ottawa. Got sent to the Sen Suites. You know, just because of my performance. But again, I didn't even feel like I was selling anything. It was literally sitting down with people, providing them solutions, and tailoring the experience to what they wanted. Right? Nobody wants to be sold something they don't want. So that's kind of ties into going back to the entrepreneurship mindset. Is you need to take care of yourself. I'm not going to sit here and preach, you know, I'm a gym junkie, I'm a healthy guy. You know, I was very overweight. You know, I don't like talking about that because ties back into why I was bullied as a kid. As I was very overweight. You know, and even up until 2 years ago, I was not ashamed to talk about it. I was 264 pounds, you know, and 2018, there was a major catalyst in my life. Ended up putting it in my mind. I said, I want to excel in my real estate industry. I want to be the best version of myself. And that was the catalyst to drop down to 206 pounds in a span of 8 months. So that was, through dieting, through gymming, and I was in the best place in my mind. The Millionaire Morning, that's kind of what was the catalyst. And I picked it up off various podcasts, and I'm sure you know what the Millionaire Morning looks like. You know, wake up, do a little bit of meditation, read some books, go to the gym, have that, black espresso shot, get your morning started the right way. And your morning, and we both know this, is extremely important in the entrepreneurship, because if you don't control your morning, the rest of your day is running a riot on you. Gone.
Running amok.
Yep.
You know what? Let me ask you how your first year was. Let's talk about real estate. What was what was the obstacles you faced when you were switching from becoming a police officer to being a real estate agent?
You know, it's shifting the whole mindset of, okay, I'm getting into the self-employed world, the entrepreneurship, world, versus the getting a cozy job, 9 to 5 somewhere, 9 to 9, whatever it may be. So the main obstacle was just shifting the mentality of telling those around you, especially, is, hey, I'm thinking of becoming, this, right? And I was shat on. I was completely shat on. Like, not even by close family and things like that, but the naysayers. It's like, why would you want to do that? It's saturated. It's not a good time. It's not a good time for anything.
It's never.
It's never a good time.
There's always competition.
There's always competition in every industry, whether you're, tiling, roofing, construction, real estate. There's saturation everywhere. And in Ottawa, it's competitive. 5,500 licensed real estate agents. So me looking up at that as a new, fish coming out of, the college, it's like...
You felt nice, eh? I'm a realtor now.
Felt nice. First year was a complete bomb, though, to be honest.
Tell me about the bomb.
Oh, my God.
How did that go?
It was tough, man. I didn't really have the best mentorship around, and Tom was always available to me, and it was my fault. I wanted to be the independent guy. I don't like to ask people for anything. I've never been that guy. Tom made himself readily available, and never really utilized him. Didn't really go to the trainings, and I said, "Don't worry, I got this. I can do this myself." Turned out, no. I needed to sharpen my tools prior to getting in the ring with with the real world.
And like, why not too? You know what I mean? If they're willing to mentor, anybody should take that. Do you feel like that was a sense of ego or pride or anything like that?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Like I said, I don't like asking people for anything. I've always been a dependent man my whole life.
People do use it against you. It's true. You can never get to the next stage without people opening doors at the same time.
Yeah. It all comes back to your network, right? So that was the main obstacle, was just shifting the mindset. But first year, oh man. But thank God, alhamdulillah for everything.
When did you find your footing?
Yeah. I'd say year two. Year two was the main catalyst. And it kind of went back to my ideology of shifting the mindset from being a realtor and someone who sells houses to, as corny as this sounds, being a farmer, right? And we look at farms and how they operate. It's, you got to get out every morning, plant your seeds, nurture your crops, water them, trim the weeds, put the fertilizer, take care of it for 4 to 6 months, 8 months, harvest, and then sell the product, right? Real estate's the exact same way. Your database, your clients, the people around you, as funny as it sounds, are like that. Every day you have to plant seeds, you have to build relationships, you have to talk to people, and at some point you're nurturing them to the point where, okay, Ahmed and his team are my top of mind, they're top of mind when it comes to buying and selling. So that's kind of how year two and onward was my major catalyst, was I just shifted my mindset, did the things that I was, started to attend in these trainings. These things taught me that.
I was just about to ask you, did you finally start attending?
I started attending.
And how much of a difference did that make for you?
Extravagant. I was one of Remax's Rookie of the Year at the time. I was an award recipient of the 100% Club, and all these shiny little toys.
That's nice. These little accolades. You know what I
They
mean?
are, right? And at 20, I didn't know better. I was 20, 21 entering the space, and again, I'm a kid. Honestly, I don't know nothing about life at that age.
That's the fun part.
Yeah,
That's the fun part.
but
The
reality.
adventure, the exploration, finding something new. That's what I love about sales, is you get to interact and talk to different people every day.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's one of the funnest parts
Yep.
about sales. You get
Yeah.
to meet all walks of life, some cool stories.
Yep.
I had a customer one time. He was one of like the head something engineers of Bell Canada, and I didn't realize that all the military communication lines for the States were actually done by Bell Canada. He started telling me stories or whatever. I'm like, it's just, you wouldn't hear this randomly,
No.
So it's very interesting. Very nice people, by the way.
All made through networking.
Yeah, literally.
Yep.
Yeah, literally. And then now finally you've hit Icon Agent. This is your third time.
Yeah, very grateful for that. It's a top producing, the top 1% in Canada, and all these little cool things. But again, I don't even focus on that. It's a matter of dealing with the obstacle in front of me, dealing with the client, and providing the ultimate tailored solution to that
So
client.
if I was a customer, why should I go with you?
Well, we offer very specific and tailored solutions, whether you're buying or selling or investing with us, right? So we invest a lot more back into the home versus a standard agent, right? When it comes to marketing a property, we do very complex things like Google SEO marketing, paid Instagram ads, campaigns, all in-house. I have a whole team for this, right? Staging a home. There's so much that goes into it, right? So really comes down to the time and the property that we have in front of us. Got to sit down and really have that conversation, right? So can't just
Yeah, but anybody can have systems, but it comes down to the agent. They're hiring you. They're not hiring.
correct.
They're hiring your team, sure, at the
Yeah.
same time, but
You know,
what
I
makes
put a
you
lot
so-
of heart. I put a lot of heart into my. You know, I know in business you're not supposed to mix emotion with business, but I feel like that's an advantage to me because when I'm on the other end and I have a seller that I really care about, which I care about all my clients, but in that exact moment,
I can
you know,
vouch for that. I see you with your clients, yeah.
you know, my seller says, listen, my equity is extremely important to me. Why should I trust my asset with you? Because I'm ready to go to bat with you. I have a proven track record. I'm an expert negotiator, right? And if that means getting you an extra 5, 10, 20, $50,000 to the finish line, that really makes a difference for me. So yes, anybody can put a sign in front of your house and list your house, but it takes a true expert to sit down, market the asset, and then negotiate and get it to the finish line and get you more than anybody else. That's where the true skill comes in.
And I've seen you do it time and time again. I was just asking for the sake of asking.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's really being an entrepreneur in this space is really a blessing.
What would you say what would be one of the biggest struggles in real estate for you?
The struggles was getting the clients and finding out where methods of working. It's a contact sport. You can't hide behind a computer or in a closet. You got to get out, network, be a part of the community. You know, I meet a lot of people at the SNMC Mosque. You know, very nice, you know, people, and it just spreads, providing good work. You know, people leave reviews online for you, and that's primarily where getting a lot of my traction now is.
What do you have, like almost 100 reviews, 5 stars?
About 120 Google 5-star, rate my agent, certified,
Amazing.
proven, you know.
I feel like that makes a big difference. I feel like not a lot of people focus on the review, when in reality, actually, it helps you with your rankings as well.
It really matters. It's social proof,
Yeah.
right? I mean, when you're Googling various, let's say you're craving Greek, and you're Googling the places within 5-kilometer radius of you, you're not going to go to one that's 3.5. You're going to go to one 4.5, 5 with recent relevant reviews. That's
right.
how I do it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, you know, and
And what do you think about today's market?
well, I mean, Ottawa's
Like, what would
big.
your advice be? You know, let's say a guy like, you know, not a guy like me, but let's say a regular guy comes up to you looking to purchase a house.
You know, the real estate market.
Because you don't have
yeah.
a crystal ball, you're not going to be able to. You can't
No.
100% tell people.
Nobody
like,
can.
what do you do at this point? you know?
Nobody can. I mean,
Because everybody sees the news, what's happening right now.
well, purge the news. That's first. First things first is get rid of the news because they have these people are paid per click, right? It's CTV, CNN, all these companies paid to get your attention to click on the ad so you can see the ads and make them some revenue, right? Clickbait. I don't believe in that stuff. I like to give it raw and uncut. I'll be very honest. Nobody in this world can predict what's going to happen in the next 3 months. Give you an example. Before Bank of Canada in 2020, they were telling people, oh, we promised we're not going to raise rates. What do? Right away,
They raised
they raise the rates.
That's right.
So what does that tell you about the credibility of these people, right? So as an expert in this industry, the way I can advise my clients is based off of today's time, what's happening in the current state of the market, what we may think is happening in the next 3 months, whether we're forecasting inventory, whether we're forecasting interest rates, and looking back at the last 3 to 6 months based off of comparable sales. That's really the ultimate way of valuing a property, right? So giving someone advice, it's if you're looking to buy, sell, you really need to sit down with an expert, number one. You need to find out what your goal is. If your goal from the get-go is to buy and hold, your property, rent it out, whether it's a duplex, a single-family home, whatever, and your plan was long-term retirement, I don't care if this is paid off in the next 30 years. I know that I have a retirement goal in place. Then stick to your plan, right? But if you want to diversify, if you want to shift the portfolio, look at all these things. There's so many aspects that go into that question. It's a fully loaded question, Joey, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But my main advice to anyone who's thinking of getting into the space is to really sit down with a professional, get pre-approved. Let's talk about the next steps.
And what do you think about people selling their own houses? What do you advise them to do?
Same thing, consult an expert. You need an expert negotiator in your corner. You don't have the time that goes into marketing a home. I'm sure they'd be busy with it with their 9 to 5s or their 8 to 4s. Hire someone that is going to have your best interests at heart, who's going to work around the clock to deliver that property to the finish line and get you the highest amount. Get the most equity out of that asset.
Realistically, isn't there a stat that says something to do if you sell your own house, you're always leaving like 30, 40K off the table? Or something
There's
like that?
stats everywhere, man. Listen, stats are stats, right? There, I mean, DIY jobs, you know that, right? Like you can't really DIY and get the same results from somebody who does this on a daily basis.
No, I'd rather have an expert. Well, like I've been in sales my whole life, but I'm just saying, if I was in a position like that, I would definitely want to have something that can actually bring me more. Because let's say at the end of the day, I do leave 30, 40K off the table.
How would you know?
But at the same time, that means if I would have just hired an expert, what if he could have got me 50, 60 more? He would have paid for his own commission at that point.
Yeah.
It's not really coming out of the pocket.
Well, at the time, you might have felt that this is the best because chances are you're working against a full-service buyer brokerage who represents the buyer, doesn't represent you, the seller, right? And you could be leaving a lot of money on the table because that person who does not represent your best interest has come to you and said, hey, you are leaving money on the table, right? Or you're not. Oh, this is the best offer you're going to get. How do you know that, right? Maybe you're just in a rush. You're letting emotions get involved. Just do yourself the favor, man. Consult. Don't even hire right away. Just consult somebody who knows better, who does this, 2, 3, 5 transactions a month, right? And the question becomes, who's more likely to deliver the best net result for you? Someone who sells one house every 5 years, which is the for sale by owner, private seller, or a licensed real estate expert who sells 3 to 5 and is social proof, 5-star reviews everywhere, right? Who's more likely in that scenario to deliver the best result?
Do you think flip properties are a thing anymore?
Flips, like I said, Ottawa market has been extremely volatile. Now that doesn't mean there's not opportunities. There's opportunity everywhere. You just got to look for the right one.
Right.
So with the interest rates doing what they're doing, uncertainty up in the air, I feel like if there's a property and there's a right price for that property and you have the tools and the team behind you to get you the product, hardwood floors, granite countertops at cost prices and very lucrative prices, and you have the labor or the means to do it yourself, there's always an opportunity. Sweat equity is a massive thing in this industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're running out of time. If people want to get a hold of you, where can they find you?
So you can find me on social media, sold by Ahmed. Just Google my name, Ahmad Moharam Real Estate.
I love the sold by.
It is.
I love the sold by because I did it first.
That's the thing, right? Again,
It's not catchy anymore, right? Like after the first couple guys have done it. I think you were one of the first.
I was, and an industry where it's very hard to recreate new things, right? It's all about recreating the wheel. Nobody does that anymore, right? It's already perfected. Go out and do it, right? So, I'm sold by Ahmed and the original. And
The original.
and
I think you're a fantastic agent, to be honest. I watch you all the time. I've seen you around.
Thank you.
You're here every day. I see how you handle your clients. Highly recommend Ahmed for sure. You need a real estate. We'll leave his link and stuff like that in the bio there and the description if anybody want to get a hold of you.
And again, anytime you or the viewers or anybody needs something, they can reach out to me. Again, I'm a real guy providing real resources. No bullshit. It's just who I am.
And I want to talk about, like I said, guys, the council is going to be coming up soon. We're almost finally finished the process. Like I said, we're going to be giving you guys real knowledge, real skills to actually get out of the situation. Don't be one of those guys that bitch or one of those girls that bitch about your situations. If you want to bitch about it once. Right. But then the whole point is do something about it, right? Be a doer. That's what we're trying to promote right away.
Yep.
We haven't talked about much of that stuff yet because, like I said, that content is going to be part of the council about financial planning and stuff like that.
Tons. You
know what I mean? Like I said, I have an incredible circle. This man's knowledge in stocks and all the other stuff and investing goes a long way. A lot of our team, a lot of our people. Next week, you're going to have my accountant, Samer Tomi, that's going to come on. Highly recommend. Actually, you recommended me to him years ago. Guy. That was the best recommendation I ever got. Stay tuned, guys. Like I said, when the council jumps on, jump on that. You are in a volatile time. Listen to real people that actually have real businesses. We're not online gurus. We're actually giving it to you straight. Till next time, thank you.